show is not suitable for children, sensitive men, or insecure women. Can you trust somebody that doesn't take care of their kids?
I don't trust no man on earth that does not take care of their children.
What's the biggest red flag in a relationship?
Low effort and not being honest.
Most of the time, you would think that a bad financial mistake would be spending money on clothes or vacation or like spending money on women. My worst financial mistake was buying a home.
Like a king, give me my crown.
Game time. Game time. Appreciate y'all.
Yo.
Mic check 1 2. We live.
What's the deal?
Man, how you feeling, my brother?
I'm good, man. You know, had an eventful day. Been around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Back, but we had blackout special day.
Yeah.
Thursday. You know, we transferred from next week. We'll be back on Wednesday, but this week we on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Live show. We might even do some call-ins later on. We'll check the temperature. We'll see the
That'd
vibe.
be fire.
We'll see the vibe. How you doing?
Amazing. Better than De'Aaron Fox. Hey, my boy. I know you from here, H-Town love, but you need to get back in them boxes. Wrap it up. Listen, I don't have FOMO often, but man, I wish I was in the city. Yomi hit me. Shout out to everybody in the J Crew, Yomi, you, Troy, AB, Pierre. Look like a movie.
Motion picture event.
Mm-hmm.
The ratio was right. It was man, the Knicks, man. We're gonna talk about it, but yeah, shout out to New York City. Man, still on a high from last night, man. It's just what a time to be alive. But do remember tomorrow, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we got the good brother Akon. We're dropping an episode with Akon Friday, 12 o'clock. He got
iconic.
Shout out to Akon, good brother.
Yeah.
Next Friday, we're gonna be at Carnegie Hall. Myself, Troy, John Hope Bryant, others, Queen of AI, and then Ghostface is gonna be performing. And yeah, it's going Big Daddy Kane. So yeah, if you want to get tickets, go to Carnegie Hall for that.
Tough.
Yes. And we got a few tricks up our sleeve. We're gonna talk about InvestFest in a little later. Maybe I'll drop some breaking news for InvestFest. I don't know.
You want to drop it now? Or you gonna wait?
Let's wait a little bit.
Let the beat build. Got you.
The beat build a little bit. Any announcements?
Man, shout out to everybody in New York City. All my people who are out there. Oh my Lord. If you want to get rich from the market, go to eatinvest.com. Yesterday I dropped more prices in Stock Club. So we have some assets that have higher probability of getting you a higher return. If I've made you money, please put yes in chat. Let's have an amazing episode. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Like and share. All right. We got to start with the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the Knicks, man. You know, we had the watch party yesterday. It was amazing. Shout out to everybody that came to that. Right by Madison Square Garden, actually.
Tough.
And, man, you know, the Knicks down by 29 points. They've been doing this all playoffs, but, you know, they represent. I think that sometimes in life a team transcends sports. So what I mean by that, like the U in the 90s, right? Like they transcended UNLV.
Yep.
The Fab Five for sure. Cultural icons. Man, the Bears. What was that?
85 maybe?
Yeah, the fridge. You know, what was that?
88? Perry. Yeah.
The Bears that when they had their run. Sometimes teams transcend sports. 85. The Knicks of 2026 are transcending sports because it's symbolic for so many different reasons. They represent the underdog. They represent the person that got looked over their whole life, the person that wasn't tall enough, wasn't the number one shine, the smartest, the most athletic, the underdog, which most people are, right? Most average American is the underdog. Didn't come from money, didn't come from, substantial wealth. Everybody on the Knicks got overlooked at some point. Everybody on the Knicks said somebody had said, criticized them and said that they was not good enough.
Yeah.
They could not lead a team. They were not tall enough. They were soft. They were whatever. They don't have the franchise player. They don't have the ultra superstar Hall of Fame player that been pampered their whole career and was on the Olympic team.
Mm-hmm.
They got a bunch of, blue collar workers
that love to play together,
that come together and they get it done. They represent that. They also represent the New York City in a way that's just, and that's why I think the city is gravitating to them more so than any other New York team I've ever seen, is because they represent the soul and spirit
of the city
of New York, right? It just feels very much New York. And these comebacks that they've been doing, it represents coming from adversity. Like I was talking to my cousin, he's locked up, and he was like, the jail was going crazy. Said the jail was going crazy last night, like crazy. And he was like, obviously you're in jail. It's a difficult circumstance. So he was like, a lot of people just relate to it because it's like it's overcoming
challenges. Yeah.
Overcoming challenges, not crying, not giving up, fight to the end. This team has become a transformational team.
I agree. I told Xander last night, this reminds me of NBA version of Hoosiers. Later we can talk about some of the mistakes that maybe San Antonio has made, but you have to love the way this team was created. I feel bad for DiVincenzo not being there, but they love playing together. And for the first time in a long time, because one day we'll talk about the inner workings of the NBA and how it is to be on some of those professional teams. You can tell they like playing together. No team is perfect, but they enjoy. And I'm happy even for Mike Brown. The irony in Mike Brown being fired for criticizing De'Aaron in Sacramento and De'Aaron messing up and putting shit on ice in New York. Like it's just an amazing story of, and I know a lot of times when you have good character and you do things the right way, it feels like it takes you forever to win. But I think this is a classic example of if you do things the right way, things will work out for you in the end. Amazing story, man. Amazing story.
Absolutely. And like I said, every other team is getting constructed by having a superstar, having a Hall of Fame player, having, somebody with their signature sneaker. And this team is being constructed with the centerpiece, bringing us to our next topic. Somebody that's 6 feet, 6'2", Jalen Brunson, somebody who everybody said, including Stephen A. Smith, everybody, all the commentators said that you cannot win a championship with your best player being a small guard. They laughed at the Knicks when the Knicks made him the franchise player. They said, man, this is a bad decision. This is terrible, whatever. Jalen Brunson, once again, talking to my cousin, is incarcerated. He was like, the guys in there call him level 7, meaning like he's a level 7
killer. He a different, yeah.
Man, this dude is, if they complete the mission, he's the greatest Knick of all time. He jumps over Patrick Ewing.
For sure. My question for you, though, I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment. Is he a top 3 guard if he wins in the last 25 years? Now, we'll go to the clutch conversation later, but just on being a guard in this decade, is he top 3 or top 4?
Point guard? It's different. Look, a lot of these dudes, they come with pretty resumes, but if I'm going to war, I like Brunson.
Bro,
he might not be the most talented. He might not be. Is he better than Luka Doncic? Like,
yeah. Even that. Look with Dallas. Go ahead.
If Dallas, they fumbled that bag.
You fumbled him and Luka for what?
But also, there's a message in this. It's a message in this because when he was on Dallas, Luka's kind of crazy. Luka wasn't a good teammate to him, and he wasn't able to shine. Sometimes in life, so okay, when you're at your business or when you're at your job, it's not always. Sometimes your light is being dimmed by somebody who may be in that situation. They have a bigger role in the situation, so they have more power. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you yourself cannot take that position or even rise above that position. You just need a different environment. So you just need a different job. You need to get into a different
city. Yep. Different peer group who may believe in a vision. Because like you said, you may be throttled by the negativity of the people around, but if you get a chance to be elsewhere, you get a chance to flourish. And I'm thinking like, man, if they could have kept that team together and made them get along, because the irony in how New York plays, they play how the old San Antonio Spurs used to play with D-Rob, Duncan, Ginobili. There's a certain power and unity when you let Tony Parker, when you let everybody shine in their own individual roles. Because even though Ginobili was a role player and came off the bench, he played like a star when he got on the floor. And I think that's a really key lesson. But kudos to him. I don't want to be a prisoner in the moment, but I do want to say when it comes to that clutch in fourth quarter, he's got some of the toughest buckets I've ever seen. And I met Jalen when we did the Chase event a couple years ago. Shout out to Nicole. He's a true 6 foot. He not 6'3", he 5'11" or some shit. He barely bigger than Bubba Chuck. So to see him get those buckets off and go to work inside out, make Wemby come guard him 31 feet out, bro. It was a hell. Shout out Tim Martin. Prayers to everybody at the Spurs organization. But he is a killer on that court, man.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's a good lesson in life, man. Don't let somebody else kill your confidence. The only thing you have in this world is confidence.
And your work ethic.
Yeah. And work ethic leads to confidence.
That's a good point.
That's what I tell my son all the time. I'm like, look, if you're nervous in a game, that's because you're not confident.
You didn't prepare. Yeah.
If you're not confident, it's because you haven't practiced enough. If you've practice leads to confidence. But sometimes people will try to dim your light. You got to have supreme confidence in yourself. Never let somebody take your confidence because, like I said, it could be just simple as changing your environment, getting in a new situation, and then if he would have stayed on the Mavericks, what would he have? What would he have done? If he would have stayed playing with Luka, what would he have done? He would be a role player. So he's, to me, like I said, if I'm going to war, I'm going to war with him. But I like OG.
Shout out to Indiana, dude. MVP.
He might
MVP.
He might be the MVP, man. Mike Brown, he's doing a hell of a job.
Even Cat on the last play, he's not getting enough credit. When they inbounded the slight deflection, because Castle probably would have dunked it if it wasn't deflected. Like, he may not have been having the best game, but he's been fearless in how he's played, but the defensive deflection at the end. And also, to a really great lesson, the small things is what takes you far in life. Shout out to D Hart. Missed block out on Anunoby. Like, sometimes we want the glamorous play, and I tell my son this all the time. Every play in life is the game-winning shot. Not just the game-winning shot. Every price I put out, every email, every talking point, every one, they compound on top of each other. Too often we want a big moment, a heroic moment, and we'll get to the sabotage potentially and not knowing when it's time to let someone else shine later. But every single play is a game-winning play. So, I mean, you got to give them complete credit because it's really the small things that lost in the game. They're not blocking out, they're not guarding properly, they're not having hands up. And it's the same in business. It's not just being consistent in your investing, not consistent in reading, not consistent in learning, networking. I think there's a lot of transferable lessons that played out last night.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. And you know, one of the biggest things that could stop somebody from getting life insurance, and I saw it happen as an agent. I had somebody they was perfectly healthy. They were young. They had a job. They had good credit. They got flat out denied for life insurance. So if you know anything about life insurance, it's like you can get rated. Like if you're like in bad health, sometimes they'll just rate you like a lower level, and you have to pay a higher premium. But you got to be really bad to just not get flat out denied. You know why they got flat out denied for life insurance?
Why?
Speeding tickets.
Yeah, risk assessment, the actuary table.
So obviously, the speeding tickets is one of two things. Yeah, it's dangerous. You could die, right? Because you're a reckless driver. But also, it speaks to you. It speaks to the type of person that you are.
It speaks to character. Yeah.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you're reckless and you don't care about your life, essentially, if you speed in to the point where your license is damn near suspended, you don't really care about your life, right? What else are you willing to do? So why am I going to give you $1 million in case you die when you have 7 speeding tickets and your license is suspended for 6 months?
You driving like it's New Jersey drive back in the day. Better not. Keep it off the risk assessment.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. And pay attention to how everybody, pay attention to people that you're around. Pay attention to how they do things. Because how they do one thing is a good chance that's how they're going to do it.
Now I got a question for you. Let's say you played for the Spurs. What's that conversation with De'Aaron like when you get in the locker room?
You know, I was never one to pile on somebody when they down, because I look like unless you really tank the game because you got paid, you didn't do it on purpose, right? Like that's why I never was one to yell at somebody, or like it's like you didn't do it on purpose. But what you should do is make corrections. It's up to the coach to bench the person, pull him out the game. It makes no sense to slap somebody, punch them in the face, do all of that. Like I said, I don't think he's messing up on purpose. But once again, going back to sports, I had a coach one time. He took me out because I had like a turnover. Then I had like 2 turnovers. And he said, "Look, I don't mind you making a mistake, but it's the compounding. When you compound mistakes, I have no choice but to take you out the game." That's true in life. All of these are life analogies as well.
For sure.
You make a mistake if you're in a relationship and your relationship partner has made a mistake. Okay, it's the compounding of mistakes.
You can't make a mistake every week on Friday.
And the compounding of the same mistakes. Now I have no choice but to sit you down. The coach has some level of responsibility, because if you see a player is compounding mistakes, you as a leader have, and once again, this goes back to business. You have an employee that continues to fuck up.
You gotta put them in timeout.
You have to speak to them. You have to address the problem. But at a certain point in time, you have to replace the employee, because one or two things has happened. This is what Sam Rothstein said. Remember, if you watch Casino, when Sam Rothstein had to fire the dude, because the dude was watching the tables and they were cheating. He said one or two things is happening. Either you're in on it, which makes you a liability. I can't trust you. Or 2, you're too incompetent to do your job correctly.
To notice that.
Either way, you're done. Either way, either whether you know about it and you're in on it, or whether you're too incompetent to do something about it, doesn't really matter at this point, because either way, you're detrimental to the organization, and I have to let you go. That's the hardest thing to do in life, is to let somebody go, because sometimes they could be a good person. They may not be in on it. They may not be purposely trying to sabotage. But if you're too incompetent to do the job correctly, well, now you're threatening my livelihood and my family's livelihood.
I told Stock Club last night in Telegram, when you're in a cold streak, and like this applies to trading and investing, the best thing you can do is to remove your ego out of it and say, let me take a break and get my bearings going. A lot of times we trade and make business decisions out of ego, when, man, that ego can lead to you ruining your empire. Because sometimes you can go on a 4-day or 4-week losing streak, and that 4 days can turn into 4 months. No, it wasn't intentional. 8 missed shots, turnover. at some point you have to say he was playing and leading with ego, especially when D Harp is in coaching too. The coaching was off. Don't get me wrong, Mike Brown been kicking his ass in that matchup. But in life, when you're on you have to know when you're hot. You got to look at the analytics every day and make sure things are going well. But when you get cold, you got to know when to take a time out and say, hey, let someone else take over and lead this for a little bit of time. Critical. And sometimes you only get one chance to be great.
That's a fact.
You don't always get, even for me, every year, people are like, yo, you ain't going to get. That's why I kept at you. We doing Blackout Live this year? No, because I need to know the prep time I have. Even from up to maybe 2 years ago was the first time I went out Friday night. Everybody, where you at? I'm prepping. Because when I get on that stage, and if Chris Paul get his ass back up there, I don't want to. No. I got to come in number one. Sometimes you only get one chance at greatness. Who knows the next time the Spurs will get back to the finals. But for you in your life, every opportunity that you get, absolutely kill. Make sure you don't play out of ego and give your all. It was a lack of prep for sure.
100%. Yes, this is live. Okay,
yep.
let's talk about Trump. So
what do you do?
He said, well, yesterday, so the stock market was going crazy. It was plummeting. I'm sure if you've invested in stocks, you know, your portfolio was looking bad for the last couple of days. Today it was good.
Unless you're in stock club and knew it was coming. Shout out to you.
InvestFest.com. So yesterday, he said Iran shot down, is it an Apache helicopter, but a U.S. military warplane was shot down in the Strait of Hormuz. So he said, look, they're going to pay a severe price for this. Iran will burn. He said, tonight is the night. It's going to be flat out hell for Iran. And everybody thought that the war was going to escalate, and it was the start of a, long drawn out summer of full blown escalation. He said he's going to take the key island, Clog Island, I believe it is, where they have a lot of the resources. He said he's going to start bombing bridges and power plants. And then I think around early afternoon, he said a deal has been struck, and we good. We will sign the deal in Europe soon. It's good. He called off the guards. This is the 5th time that he's actually done this, by the way. This is actually
threats.
This is actually so you got to start thinking this is some level of mental dementia, because he keeps saying the same thing. I'm going to bomb the power plants. I'm going to bomb the bridges. This is going to be all out hell. They're going to have hell, have no fury. He's done this 5 times. And every time within 12 hours,
he get that phone call.
He reverses course.
Well, I mean, the people that I know that are most dangerous never send a threat. They just send a mission. So the idle threat is because you don't have any power to do what you want to do at the time. He's probably getting a call or a text or two. And also, if I'm your buddy and my shit IPO tomorrow, hey, big dog, ease up on all them little threats you making over there. So I don't have any glitches in my IPO, please. So dementia, I won't put that on him, allegedly. But I do think there are some powers behind the curtain that are making the call to tell him to say this to affect the market. And then another set of calls are being made to tell him to say, hey, not this time. You don't have permission to do this yet, allegedly.
Well, the stock market, as a result today, was up pretty drastically. The Dow was up 900 points. The NASDAQ was up 600 points. I think the S&P was up as well. So everything was up a lot. And okay, every time something like this happens, you got to ask the question now at this point, is this part of market manipulation?
I mean, somebody placed an order for $10 billion worth of options at the close and sold for a $7 billion profit. Now, it's not that many people in the world that have that kind of value, let alone notionally. Yeah, I think so. I think there's a certain pattern that is emerging as a result, and it's also why I keep telling you guys hope for the long term, because we can't. If they had the power to overthrow that country the way that they did Venezuela, they would have done it. The truth is, they don't. That's why you get to making all those idle threats over and over again. Ladies, it's like when a dude come home like, man, if you don't get your shit together, I'm gonna put you out. But it's like, this ain't even your place. You don't run shit over here, Otis. You got to get the call in from over them other countries before you get to doing that. Nope. So it sounds good, but the people that really have power to demolish some shit, they're not sending no tweets out. They're just getting right to it. So hold for the long term. The ones I know in Sinaloa and Durango, they just send a little scud missile. Ain't no talk. You on Telegram after the fact. You know what I mean? So got to be careful. Kudos to Donnie though.
What do you feel about him saying that they've been taking millions of barrels from Iran oil without them knowing about it, and that's why the price of oil was 85. And just 2 days ago, they snuck out 22 ships full with oil in the middle of the night. He pretty much said that they've been taking Iran oil, and Iran did not know about it. They just know about it now because he actually just said it publicly. But what do you think about that?
I do think some assets may have been conquered, but I don't think that's the sole reason that the price of oil is going down. Also, why are you telling that intel to the public? Imagine being his war chief. You're not even supposed to tell that you going in there and taking the assets. Like it's like in Mission Impossible. Like when Tom Cruise come down and take the little data, he not supposed to get on Instagram and tell you that he took the data. So, and as a result, they'll probably stop that or find the person who's helping them allegedly get the oil out. Got to be careful. That boy can't hold water, yo. He cannot hold water. Like you'll hold a secret to the end. Trump, no. So, but that's not the sole reason that the oil is retracing. They need that oil. There's certainly, like, once again, key economic levers that it needs to be at, so there won't be total tumult. And also, once again, if I have an IPO coming out, don't mess up CPI and inflation data and a job report before I have the biggest IPO of all time and become a trillionaire. Don't do it on my watch, and that helps you out. Pay my favor back. I know we had all the beef, but let my IPO go well.
Elizabeth Warren's trying to delay it in the 25th hour.
Too little, too late. Good try. I'm not mad at you, but too little, too late. Sorry.
So tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's the day. Well, Elon must become a trillionaire tomorrow.
It's highly likely. It's highly likely. And given his devout leanings, that trillionaire part is important to him to erase a certain figure out of our history as being the richest person to ever occupy the planet as well.
Oh, they've already done that. They already have Genghis Khan. They've already taken the Mansa Musa thing.
Yeah.
And minimized it. But what's new? What's new?
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
Hit the like button and share.
And ask questions in the comments because we are live.
We are live. That is a fact. Okay. Let's get into you want to talk about,
are you investing in SpaceX at the open, at the IPO? I know it.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, you gotta wait 6 months, you know that.
Yeah.
Gotta wait 6 months.
There you go. For those, there's no exception to this rule, yo. There's no exception to this rule.
6 months, wait it out.
Yeah.
SpaceX. Okay. Thoughts on Karmelo? We gotta talk about that. And okay. I'm not fully educated on this whole entire thing. I don't think anybody is because we didn't see the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're saying. That's highly suspicious though, because it seems like they always release video. So if they have a video,
Mm-hmm.
why would they not release it? So young man, Karmelo, what is his last name? I don't want to mess up his last name. His name is Karmelo Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Was he named after Karmelo Anthony? I would assume.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so Karmelo Anthony. I wonder how Karmelo feels about this. He spells it with a K. Karmelo Anthony from the Knicks spells it with a C. But okay, so young man Karmelo Anthony, I believe he's like 17 years old in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he got into a fight, and kid he got into a fight with died. He stabbed him and he killed him.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a lot of speculation on the circumstances and why this happened. Some people said that he was getting bullied. Some people said that it was self-protection. It was his life was in danger. I'm not really sure,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems like there's missing pieces to the story that did not come out.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like, I mean, if you have an all-white jury in Texas,
it won't be in your favor.
Or in anywhere in America, let's just be honest. You have an all-white jury anywhere in America. Like, how is that your peers? You're a 17-year-old black kid, and every person on the jury is an adult white person. How is that a jury of your peers? And 35 years seems like
it's excessive
for essentially what will probably be a manslaughter charge.
Mm-hmm.
What is your thoughts on this?
In light of there's two predominant factions that run America. One of them we can talk about on another blackout, but Satanists run America and racist. And ever since DEI has been removed and the administration has been taken over, there's been a aggressive attempt to get back revenge for all that was lost. I won't cast any aspersions on him or the kid that was murdered, but all of a sudden, like you said, the video isn't shown. Self-defense no longer is self-defense, and their right to carry state. Like there are some areas that is gray, and I would feel the same way even if he wasn't African American. Also, too, the stuff with the lawyer was very interesting, and also too in these cases, I want to say it's okay to have an outpouring and outcry of social media, but more important is raising the fees to get the right legal if you believe in somebody's case. Because the representation that he got on the GoFundMe side, you can't combat that. You can't combat that. Also, too, the system is not fair. It's never going to be fair. And in light of who is in office, it's going to be aggressively against us. For sure. It's heartbreaking because for him to be 17 and get sentenced to 35, I know he's going to appeal, but that appeal process will probably take 7 years, 8 years probably. May cost $500,000 to $1 million and then may not get overturned. It's heartbreaking, to say the least. You gotta stay out the way, stay out of trouble. And the crazy part is, being black, even if the drama is brought to you and you defend yourself, you know how they're going to paint it. Like even the conversations I have with my friends and my family have with me, they're like, even in defending yourself, you're still going to be guilty. Don't even put yourself in the situations where you have to be in that kind of environment. That fucking sucks, man. That sucks.
That self-defense thing is tricky. It just depends on how they want to treat it. Even the Ben 10 situation, that's in Texas also, right? So, you know, he didn't help himself by just going on a media press run about it.
Didn't help. Yep.
he shoots somebody. I think he might have paralyzed the guy, but he shoots somebody who was trying to rob him. That's happened.
And they were jumping him. Yep.
He got jumped, try to rob him. He shot him, but apparently, I guess he stood over him. But long story short, he's a felon already. So he's not even supposed to have a gun. So now he's
but he took the gun from the person, right?
That's what I'm saying. But even if you take a gun from the person, you're still not supposed to have the gun. And then you shoot somebody, but then you stand over them, so it's no longer self-defense.
Now it's tricky. Yeah.
So, but like even I was just asking a cop like a little while ago, like in New York. I'm like, okay, like explain to me like what's the rules in New York to speed it up for you guys. What he told me was that it's tricky because hypothetically, you in New York State, you can come home, you can open your door, there can be somebody in
your house or group
in your dining room eating cereal with your daughter right there. If you shoot them, you're going to jail. Why? Because they didn't pose an immediate threat to your life. They didn't pose an immediate threat to your life. So what you're supposed to do is call the cops. You're supposed to walk in, see somebody in the house sitting next to your daughter, and you're supposed to call the cops, because unless your life is in danger, you cannot use lethal force.
And even here, you have right to carry, right? Texas rules are different, but even the same thing. If they're in your house and you get to walking them down and their back is turned to you, it could play a certain way in court. And even outside of that, you still got to go sit. And then once we're talking about defense funds, we're talking minimum 200,000, some cases going up to 1.5 just to fight for your freedom. That's crazy.
And the same thing with a robbery, by the way. The scenario I gave is actually just like let's say you came home and somebody was actively robbing your house. They're actively taking TVs off the wall. They're actually in your safe. They're actively in the process of robbing your home. Ski mask on. They're robbing your house in New York, and you shoot them. You're going to jail, because even though that they were robbing your house, your life was not in imminent danger. So if they pose no harm to you, so you see somebody robbing your house, you're supposed to call the cops and say, hey, somebody's robbing my house. Can you what time do you think you can get here? And
then if you like old boy with the Spurs jersey, you can't even get to your damn phone. Knicks fans, y'all got to chill out putting belt to ass outside the arena. Y'all got to chill out, because if y'all in another state, that's going to go way different. Chill out. So even egging Wemby, y'all won. What y'all egging Wemby for? Y'all caught the right one, because had y'all caught the Steven Jackson Spurs.
Shout out to Steven Jackson. That's my brother. That's actually my real brother. But anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. Like Wemby, I love Wemby. He's actually one of my favorite players right now. I think he's gonna be one of the greatest players of all time. He's been playing dirty. Dirty as hell. Do I think that he should have got an egg thrown at him? No.
Yeah.
But
don't be a fan and do nothing to me. Yeah, anybody can get it, but it's a lot more motherfucking security and things set in place where that can go left. And Steven, solid one. If we go back to them Cloud9 days, him and Jamal, they wasn't the ones to play with. Have some respect. All that, y'all want to be rude online and be rude in person? Gotta be careful. But
also, don't egg. Like, I don't condone violence. So that's whack. If you physically assaulted somebody because they got a different jersey on, like, come on, we're not getting.
That's crazy as hell.
But also, and some of these guys were doing this for clout. Like I seen it. Some of the streamers was like, okay, look, guys, I'm gonna put a Spurs jersey on. I'm gonna try to antagonize. Don't do that. Don't do that either. Like, I'm not like, don't walk in the middle of 34th Street with a
talking shit. Yeah.
Like, let's be smart about this, right? Like, this certain step. I'm not saying that it's okay to assault somebody, but it's a certain level of common sense that kind of comes with this also. And
you can't be a fan and go to a game.
No, but some of these people are clout chasing. They're not even fans.
For sure.
Some of these people,
but some of the fans putting belt to ass clout chasing, and then you get put on the t-shirt. Then it's like, oh, Poor Jamal. Like, bro, keep your hands to yourself. Chill out. Be careful. The internet got people going crazy, bro, over the wrong. And then something happened to you, Dolan ain't gonna send no money to your family. He gonna be right with Trump. Air Force One, not giving a damn. Be careful. And don't go so hard for a team that won't align with nothing that you believe in. Be careful.
But the team, this is almost like a European, like you see when PSG won, they tore Paris apart.
Yo, you sent me that video. That shit was crazy.
You know, they tore Paris apart.
Yep.
This feels like European football, soccer. Like this feels like this New York energy feels. This is the closest thing that you're going to get to a European soccer.
Yeah. If the Knicks lose in San Antonio, which I don't think they will, and go back to New York and win, the city gonna be on fire. It's gonna be Gotham burning. It's gonna be crazy. You're gonna call the damn National Guard. Call Palantir. It's gonna be crazy. Is this one of the best sports years in recent memory?
You got the Knicks. What else you got?
You got Indiana, another underdog story. Seahawks put belt to ass. UFC been solid this year. Like it's been a great underdog type of year. And we gotta have a conversation. Troy, I got you. When it comes to clutch players all time, is Brunson in that top category. Jordan, Kobe. I'm gonna throw Bird in there. KD put belt the ass on Bron team. But
what makes Kobe a clutch? One of the greatest clutch players of all time.
Rashad, we're gonna do this live.
No, I'm just asking.
Making the right play at the right time. Because when I say clutch, it's not just game winner. It's making the right play, getting a stop, etc. Like so, even in that Jazz series, I know Mike hit the shot over Brian Russell. People forget the defensive move and then the bucket before that, right? So down the stretch, like the last 2 minutes of the game, making the right play.
Okay. Okay. So okay.
Kyrie got to be up there.
How many? Let me ask you this: how many regular season game winning shots does Kobe Bryant have? Chat.
Put in chat. I think with 13 maybe.
It's a good answer. 14.
14. Okay. Yeah. And that 07 through 09 season really shot the beam. Yeah.
How many does LeBron have?
Bron got it. And that's the other part too. Bron, I know the Dallas thing happened, right? But Bron got a bunch of them shots and defensive plays and
17 just game-winning shots.
Just game-winning shot. Yeah.
You made a good point about making the right play in
the
clutch. How many times has LeBron made the right play why is LeBron not credited as one of the greatest
and
closers of all? He's closing. He's close. Like the narrative that LeBron is not a closer is one of the greatest.
But Skip did that. Shout to Skip. You see the thing. Skip made that, but even with the David Black team, bro, and Brown was drawing them plays up. That's the other part. Like his IQ to like know when somebody's getting hot and knowing their percentages on the court at a certain period of time. Like, bro, he is a different basketball mind. But I think, of course, the Jordan versus LeBron narrative, you have to have good guy, bad guy in media to sell a show. So I get that, but on that court, man, he's different. IQ is different for sure.
Yeah, but Brunson's one of the greatest closers of his generation. So I mean, he's on a hell of a run. I like his demeanor, man. He's
even kill.
That's why I say level 7. That dude's a killer, man. Like I got nothing negative to say about Jalen. I actually have nothing negative to say about anybody in the Knicks. I think man, I like the Knicks. I like them.
It's a good even when Josh Hart
Jordan Clarkson's a little scared, but shout out to him. We interviewed him, good brother. No disrespect.
But he's played well in spots.
Yeah.
He's had a couple good. He's played better than I thought he would. Had some tough shots in the corner. Like the it's an intimidation factor there for sure. But and then you got to give Alvarado credit, bro. Like just
Bro,
taking some of that
I like that kid. He's tough.
heart, bro. Where you from? The Bronx?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn? Okay.
He's
Tough,
tough,
bro.
man. He's tough.
Tough. Even that Wimby, how you letting his little ass block you out? Bro, you put man. So much I want to say, but I won't.
He's tough. He's super tough.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. Let's switch gears a little bit. Mental health situation, right? Can we play this clip from what's his name? Ty Lopez?
Gotcha.
Remember, there's almost always only one solution. Get more social. Never isolate. Whenever things aren't going right in life, remember, there's almost always only one solution. Get more social. Never isolate.
Okay. That's an interesting take. He's saying that when things are difficult, get more social, never isolate. It's interesting. You know what? That's actually this is an important mental health, because a lot of people, depression is a real thing, and a lot of people do crawl into, like, isolation. Isolation is a key sign of depression. So if you haven't seen somebody in a long time, they're not picking up your phone calls. They're not coming around when they used to come to, family events or whatever. Check on them. They may be going through depression. Isolation is definitely
dangerous.
Something that's dangerous. Isolation is dangerous. 100%. It's dangerous. It also can be necessary at certain times. It also can be necessary at certain times too.
It's a balance.
It's a balance. It's a balance. What? And I think leaning into being social is a good thing, because we are human beings are communal by nature. That's why you have any type of organized religion. There's some communal aspect to it.
Weekly. Yep.
Weekly. 100%. That's why InvestFest. It's a communal event. It's not the same virtually. You can watch it virtually,
but yeah, it's a different energy.
It's a different energy. Even sports. We talking about the Knicks. We talking about sports. It's different.
It's different, bro.
Even if you're not in, like, we had a watch party. Even if you're not in the game, just being around hundreds of people is different than you just watching it on your phone.
I'm not gonna lie. I done got the most phone calls from people from New York this month than ever. Just want to call and check. Normally, that's not your speed. Just want to call and see how you doing, bro. I'm doing good. How you doing? I'm going to the game tonight, feeling good. Like, the energy is amazing. So, yeah, that weekly check-in, I think, is really important. Not to cut you off.
So, all right. So, but what would you say to somebody that's even listening right now? They're going through a difficult time right now. Should they find support, even a support group? Should they lean into talking to somebody? Should they lean into, or the isolation route?
There's a reason why, if you get into prison, the deepest punishment is to be put in isolation. Even for me personally, just taking my son back home and hanging out with my mom and my dad and my cousins, like, that brought me immense joy, just hanging with them. We didn't do that. We went to the park, hung out at the house, like old school vibe, just talking all day, hanging out. It brings a lot of joy. Going back to the religious point, I think there's a lot of value in having a weekly meetup. We used to do weekly for years in Red Panda. Now we do monthly. But even for me, moving to monthly, I've had probably 20 or 30 people come to me and say, hey, I know you're busy. I know you need it for your mental health to do a monthly, but for my mental health, I need it to be weekly. It's not just about the market. I got the prices, but it's the sticking to what I need to every week that is incredibly valuable. So I think there is a time for isolation. There's a time to grind alone and all that monk warrior shit that everyone talks about online. But life is a lot better when you have someone to talk to, a group to lean on. It does bring a lot of, even this show, Market Mondays, like, it's different ways to do that communion. So yeah, I agree. Like, for any person that I've known that if I haven't talked to them for 3 or 4 months and they're constantly by themselves, that's never been beneficial for their health long term to do so.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
fact. I look at it too. It's like it's a difference between going through a depression and trying to just really focus. Because sometimes when you need to focus, you do need to isolate. Isolation is powerful,
For sure.
like
In doses.
in doses for sure.
Yeah.
Like I've done this before, as far as like close the blinds, I've been in the crib with the phones
off.
That's why the Drake, like, man, that album.
There are 10 bands. Ooh, that was the era.
That if you're reading this now, it's too late. It's impactful. That shit is impactful. I was listening to that album,
locked in,
blinds closed at 3:00 in the afternoon. I've been in the crib taking no call, the phone off. You need to isolate sometimes. It's like Rocky. Sometimes you gotta go in the mountains. Sometimes you gotta go in the mountains, and you gotta fight
and go in a training camp. But you have to have a final, like a small window, because people will say, "Well, I'm gonna isolate," and you be on the gram all day in the crib by yourself.
And that's another thing. I had to delete I deleted Instagram. I deleted the Instagram. I deleted social media. You gotta, you
gotta go full boot camp, full training camp, like for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, cool, or even throughout the day. You gotta have blocks of hours that's completely uninterrupted. For me, that's 8 to 1. Like only mom, dad, Xander get a whole. I don't care what happened. 8 to 1. I need that time for me to just lock in for me. Now after that, cool. So I think small, like micro doses of isolation are good. And I used to be on the like, don't go outside, don't never master your craft. But there's advantages and things I may have missed out on by doing it that way. So in hindsight, I wish I would have had someone tell me just weekly go out, or even monthly attend something. So but that community is really important. It's really important, bro.
It's actually vital.
It's vital. Yep.
It's actually vital. It's actually vital.
Even in the league, when people retire that we've known or they talked about it in interviews, what do they miss the most? Okay, yeah, they're playing the games, but it's just the camaraderie of the locker room. That part is missed. It's like just the hanging out, kicking it. Okay, it's just us in here going to battle. That means a lot. It's the community, and especially as men, because we don't. Even us as men, we'll be like, "You good? You good?" is not a check-in, because most men are defensive are going to say, "Yeah, I'm good," and they're not. They're not. So having that weekly check-in is really key.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Okay, hit the like button and share. Let us know what topics you want us to talk about. I'm debating whether I should drop something about InvestFest. I'm debating.
Come on, man.
I'm debating.
It's time. We here. It's live.
We are live. That is a fact.
Everybody put in chat. Drop the news. I don't even know. Tell me.
That's a fact. And we got a lot of news to drop. We got a lot of news to drop. So I'm just seeing what would be the right one. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Big B's.
That's some news. It's a lot. It's so much. It's so much. It's so much going on. Okay.
Peer pressure shawty to dropping this news, yo.
Please. Okay. Let's talk about Dr. Umar.
Okay.
Dr. Umar Johnson. It looks like the school is completed.
I know it's been a lot of stops and starts, a lot of criticism, concerns, PR, but got to get a brother credit. He's finally gotten his FDMG Academy open. Just from a just content polarizing figure standpoint, one of the greatest ever to do it on the mic pause.
Yo.
So shout out to Dr. Umar. Now, well, even crazier, Tom Brady got a coconut company called Good Nut Coconut Water. What? Tomas, I know you're going through a lot since the breakup, my boy. I heard this party was lit too. Timing outside. But kudos to Dr. Umar for opening up his school. I'm happy for him. He's been through a lot of criticism, but his mission has been the same. And the other part is it takes a while for some of this stuff to materialize. So kudos to him. But Good Nut Coconut Company is crazy.
Good Nut coconut water is wild.
That's wild, yo.
Wow.
Wow.
But you said one of the greatest of all time to do it on the mic. Shout out to Dr. Umar, man. You know,
You petty as hell, yo.
Shout out to Dr. Umar.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it works out. I don't think if you rooting for somebody's downfall, that says more about you.
You're a sucker.
Yeah, like look, I don't want to never see anybody, but especially a black man, fail. That's not helpful. So look, I haven't seen it. It looks like it's done physically. But you know, I'm rooting for it.
Me too.
I hope that it works out. I hope that it works out, and you know, congratulations in advance. And that's it, you know.
And in light of this administration and all the challenges that we face, it's amazing to have a person who wants to pour into our children. There are more roadblocks put up for us to succeed than ever. And there's a bunch of things he could have done and just went off and just spoke forever and did the interview runs and got paid that way. So for him to keep his mission for opening up the school and wanting to make the lives of our kids better, I think it's an absolutely amazing mission for sure.
So I'm gonna announce something. This is breaking news. Blackout, you guys will get it first when it comes to InvestFest. We've been trying to do this for years, but this will be the first year that we do it. And like I said, I'm just going to announce like the overarching framework. We'll announce the details later because there might be other people involved, company, and we'll announce the details. But if you know InvestFest, you know InvestFest is 3 days. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All day Friday, pretty much workshops. We have people like BlackRock and before Invesco, QQQ, and stuff like that, Ms. Business, and all day workshops. We have a workshop downstairs, and one of the stages, and then we have this year a workshop upstairs, which is going to be in the theater room. That's on the third floor. We've never used that before. Then we got the vendor marketplace, and then all day Saturday, and then all day Sunday. But this year, what we're going to do, and we're going to roll it out. Like I said, we're going to get more details, but this year on Thursday, we are going to have the Youth InvestFest.
Well played. Great integration. I know there's been a desire to do a separate, but great addition to have it inside of InvestFest.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like I said, we're gonna give the details. Don't worry. Probably be targeted to high schools. We're gonna get some high schools involved. That would be ideal. Probably from Atlanta, some from New York. We're gonna like do it in cohorts, probably, as opposed to like just one-off individual children. We'll probably do it like in cohorts, in partnerships with actual schools. But the young world, this will be the first time that we're going to have programming all day. It's going to be all day Thursday. All day Thursday will be dedicated to the young people of the world, the youth.
The children are the future. I love it.
Children are the future.
Sign me up to sponsor too. However I can help. I give my word and commitment here. Sign me up.
Appreciate that.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So you know, that's like I said, we got a lot of announcements to make, but that's one that I'm very excited about because people have asked for that for a while,
bro. Yeah.
So it's just a matter of trying to figure out how to do it. What's the best way to go about it? It's already full on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so you can't really add too much to that. So it's like, all right, let's expand this thing and let's see. Thursday, let's open it up and let's have that for the kids.
I love it. And counter jab. Great. Great count. Why y'all got those singles line? I'm gonna sponsor that next year. But in the meantime, for the youth on Thursday, great counter jab.
Community service.
For sure. For sure.
Community service.
Well played. And the other good part is, once again, there's so many other communities that are trying to take away this information, especially from our kids. It's more vital than ever. You got to catch them early. You got to catch them early and teach them. Yep.
100%. 100%. So get your tickets to InvestFest, investfest.com, August 7th through August 9th. And that actually will be August 6th. So yeah, just every year we just we
add to.
We just add into it. So we got a lot of tricks up our sleeve this year, man, for sure. Let's talk about
hold on real quick. Speaking of something we got to talk about, that insurance post you made on IG caught my attention. Can you give me your thought and break down on that and why that's a great solution?
Yeah, for sure. Let's get into it. Actually, let me just look at it just to make sure I got the right numbers. So what I just get random thoughts sometimes. So I said the fastest way to create black wealth is not stocks, real estate, or crypto. That doesn't mean that we're not champions of stocks, real estate, and crypto. Obviously, we have a show called Market Mondays where we talk about stocks all the time. But if 6 million black men ages 40 to 60 each had $1 million life insurance policy, that would create $6 trillion in tax-free wealth transfer to the next generation. The average policy costs less than a car note. 6 trillion. And the reason why I said it's just the easiest because it doesn't take.
You got to be a genius to do it.
You don't got
and to Ross Mack's point, the killing that happens in our community, the insurance companies will make sure that we don't get killed at a certain clip because it's going to cost them a certain amount to pay that shit out. It's an economic decision. Even like when you guys did the episode about the police bonds, like if an officer does something, they already have investments in place to cover the lawsuits. If all of us are insured, they're going to thwart some of the issues that are happening. Now, the other conversation is, will they raise the premiums up and try and prices out? But let's act really quick to get covered.
And why did I just say men? Of course, women should get insurance also. But I always thought a good campaign would be every black man in America needs at least $1 million of life insurance. At least $1 million of life insurance. That should be a goal. What if and like I said, did ages 40 to 60 because that's prime. Those are prime ages. What if every black man in America, or in that case, 6 million black men, which I don't think that's every single black man, but what if 6 million black men or every adult black man had $1 million life insurance policy? That would literally, within the course of probably 30 to 40 years, change the wealth trajectory of black people in America. Like I said, that's $6 trillion of wealth transfer tax-free, let alone retirement plan, stock portfolio, real estate. We're not talking about none of that. Because like I said, that's why I said, like, you don't have to have any level of brilliance, intelligence, sophistication, anything. And that's shooting for the stars. Hey, even if you don't get $1 million, $500,000, whatever. But think about the wealth transfer that would create in a relatively short period of time.
And like you said, it's cheaper than the car note. Like if you want a permanent policy, I think it's $400 to $1,000 a month for that coverage. Or if you go term, it's like $80 to $250. But just knowing even in that, like that certain things are covered. Even in like my first InvestFest presentation, I talked about like a business matrix of like 24 assets that you want to have. That was probably 4th on the list. It's needed. Even, and if you want to go up even higher, like a $10 million policy, it's not as much as you think. So I thought it was a brilliant assessment because a lot, of course, with investing, I always get what stock, how do I know it'll last? It's like, this is an easy asset to buy that's really cheap and cheaper than most costs per share. of any company that I would love. So I definitely think it's a win-win.
And okay, so and the black men, why specifically black men? Well, if you're the leaders, if we're going to be leaders in our community and leaders of our family, it has to start with us. So women should get life insurance also. But what I saw, unfortunately, a lot of times in the black community, when I used to be in insurance, I used to be in the world of insurance. Oh, women were getting insured more than men. Black women were getting life insurance at higher rates than black men. That's disturbing. So it's like, if we're gonna lead, you gotta actually lead, right? So set an example, and now everybody can participate in it. But it has to start somewhere. So we did the Million Man March. That was great. Let's have a new Million Man. Let's have a Million Man
policy march. Yeah,
a million policy. Yes,
because that's what's going to have an impact. Shout out to the minister, and right, but that coverage is important.
Challenge. Y'all want to do all these challenges? Why don't you challenge? Let's start that challenge. Let's start that challenge. Let's start the life insurance challenge. Let's start the life insurance challenge.
And like I said, with term is not even a lot, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Even if you get a 250, like $1 million is great, but for the person who be like, I can't afford that, you can get a $250,000 policy for little or nothing. $40.
Right.
And that's if your habits are all messed up. Like,
right. And it's like anything. If we have a thing amongst men, it's like, look, the goal is to lose 50 pounds. That's the bar. Everybody might not lose 50 pounds. Some people physically can't lose 50 pounds, but you might lose 10. So it's like, if you have a goal of, say, okay, everybody, my goal is $1 million life insurance.
Yeah.
No matter where you fall, even if you fall a little bit short of that, or even
it's still a win.
It's still more than you had. So even if it's not 6 trillion that gets transferred, well, what if 1 trillion? What if 1 trillion? What if 1 trillion, not billion, trillion? What if $1 trillion gets transferred from this generation?
Yeah.
This generation of black men. What if this generation of black men transfers $1 trillion in tax-free, by the way?
Yep.
Life insurance is tax-free assets to the next generation. That's something that's actually, that can happen. This isn't like a sophisticated, we don't have to have an economic form. We don't got to have.
You don't got to wait for certain prices.
Right, exactly. This is something that's a realistic, we're laying out a simple, realistic economic plan that can actually add $1 trillion to the black ecosystem over the next 30 to 40 years. This actually can happen.
Yeah, life changer. Yeah, it's a life changer. And the level of not that you want to think, because I know some people are like, well, I want my family to be worried about if I die and try and kill me. It's like, it's not that, but often you leave too much debt behind and then they're struggling. It's a great feeling to know that stuff is going to be, just as a man, to know that that's going to be covered and life is going to be great for them, even if you're not there. Not that money is everything, but it does take some pressure off, especially with inflation going up the way that they're pushing it up as a result of all the spending that's been happening over the last 1.5 years, 2 years. So, yeah, I think this is a great challenge for sure.
Yeah.
Get covered.
Please get yourself covered, please. Okay.
Griselda or no?
Yeah, let's talk about Griselda. Let's show this clip, please.
Main reasons why there was a split in Griselda is because Westside Gunn didn't want to give Benny and Conway 5% of Griselda, so 10% and let them split 10%, which is something that Jay-Z had suggested in a meeting with them, which to me was shocking.
As far as what Jay-Z told him to give them each 5% of a company, I feel like that wasn't considered at the moment. There's better longevity and collaboration in situations like this as opposed to keeping everything to yourself.
So allegedly, what happens if you're a hip hop fan, Griselda, Buffalo, Westside Gunn, Conway the Machine, and Benny the Butcher. They're all related. I think Westside and Conway are actually brothers, and I think Benny is the cousin. but they're all related. They're family members. And they come from Buffalo. So apparently the group is split. And what they're saying is the reason why it is split is because Jay-Z. So maybe when Drake said y'all run to Hov for advice, maybe he wasn't totally wrong with that assessment. What apparently they had the dinner and Jay-Z told Westside Gun to give 10% equity to Conway and Benny the Butcher,
which is nothing,
to keep morale. And apparently, I don't know the details of this. I'm not sure if it's true. It's not. I don't know. I don't know. But that's the rumor that's out there right now. It's an unfortunate situation because I hate to see groups break up, and it's almost inevitable. It seems like at this point, who hasn't broken up? You got the Rockefeller breakup, you got the Dipset breakup, you got the Griselda breakup, you got the NWA breakup, the West Side Connection breakup, the Dog Pound breakup. I see one more.
It's all over money. Yeah.
Daz and Snoop, and they're cousins, actually.
Yeah.
Except for the Locks.
Yeah, Locks still together.
The Locks is the only exception to the rule, but everybody breaks up. It's inevitable. All these people break up. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because I really feel like they're brothers actually, which is even more crazy. I like the whole thing. I like the Griselda thing. Benny the Butcher is my favorite out of the three.
Mine too. Shout out to Benny. Conway tough too, but yeah.
But I like the whole upstate New York thing.
I do too.
38 Special. I like what's the kid from Syracuse? The light-skinned dude with the braids.
Cool. Albie from Jersey, right?
No. He's from Jersey. No, the other one.
Put it in chat. I'm having a brain fart.
Man, what is his name? He's from Syracuse. He's part of that whole upstate movement. He's with West Side Gun. Stove God.
Oh, Stove God tough. Yeah.
Stove God.
I know he was from Syracuse. Okay.
Yeah. And I like it too because they're all from different parts. He's from Syracuse. 38 Special is from Rochester.
Yep.
And Griselda, they're from Buffalo.
Yeah.
So they kind of hit all of the upstate New York corners. They just need somebody from Albany at this point. But okay, from a business standpoint, what do you think about this?
Especially in that industry, the industry is so predatory that often we want to end up being the predator and not the prey. And I think this is a selfish move. Kudos to him. I don't know the brother personally. Shout out to Maul, who also brought this up. So, I know he had clapped back and said Maul clout chasing. But then you go on to brag about spending $1 million in Louis Vuitton. Who don't give a fuck about you at all? That's not a flex. Like, respectfully, to spend $1 million with a brand who does not like you, know about you, won't endorse you. WWE wouldn't endorse you, and then you won't give like your relatives 5%. And if we're gonna be honest, if you just raise the prices up on everything that you offered 10%, it'll offset the 5% equity that you was giving away. I hate it. But also, this is why investing and knowing business is so important. So the little crumbs that they would have got off the 5% split, they'll make that shit in the market and be A-okay. I think there's a lot more power. Going back to the Knicks thing, there's a lot more power in having a bunch of dope-ass people on a squad and it running forever than you trying to do everything on your own. Vince McMahon tried that model. It did not work long-term, right? And then he got his company snatched from him by Hunter, who he could have gave equity to, but didn't want to. So he went and got his daughter and then got the equity. Whoever you rob at some point ends up robbing you. That's why I like to just do business a good way, pay a premium, split things properly. And if you mess up, so be it. But I think we have to get out of this mind state that we have to own everything, give no opportunity, and that is the only way.
Yeah.
So, especially if there's value there, they have value on their own. It's not like Benny's sitting around not doing anything. Conway's not sitting around doing anything. And also, Jay has the hindsight of saying, and looking and be like, I've been down this road before. I know how this goes. And now if he told him to give up 51%, I would understand. 5%, 10%, I think it's absolutely selfish. What do you think?
Well, yeah, let's look at it from two different perspectives. From a business case study standpoint, Westside Gunn started Griselda. You know, Griselda was a fashion brand at first.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's called Fashion Rebels, Griselda Fashion Rebels, because it started as a fashion brand that he started.
Mm-hmm.
He's the pioneer. He took the risk. He had the vision. He's the RZA of this whole situation. He put it together.
Mm-hmm.
So talent is not necessarily obligated to have equity. They're not obligated to have equity. Now we can debate.
Mm-hmm.
It's good business. It makes sense. I'm 100%. I agree with you on this.
And you can argue they're hotter than him. You can argue it. Sometimes you can lose your talent. I said it with Belichick. Everybody said I was crazy. Without Tomas, that shit looks different on the field. Sometimes you can lose, even with Suge. Simon, hold your head. How he handled Snoop was wrong, and he got lucky that he wouldn't have got Tupac. You're not always going to be able to replace talent. And it's better to keep all that talent in-house. Like when Apple got rid of the Lisa of the Apple II, they didn't just discard the IP, they kept the rights to it. So I think there's ways to work it out where even if you are talent, to still keep them under that umbrella, but incentivize them or have a certain deal structure where equity or royalties can be earned, opposed to just being like, well, we'll get out. You mean nothing because you're talent underneath me.
Yeah, not for sure. And then, like I always say, me personally, every day I try to figure out how to make somebody else money.
The win. What's the win-win? Yep, and get 50 of them.
That's my goal. And it's new spin-offs. There's always new opportunity. I mean, we just got into 2 new companies this week. No, but I'm just saying as far as like,
damn, Tekashi.
No, but that's important, right? Because you gotta. It's business. If you're not innovating, you're declining
for sure.
And the only way you could fully innovate is to see how can I network relationship. This whole relationship thing.
You turn to Trump, you can't hold water, bro.
Well, I didn't say the exact
I'm
details.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta figure out
a way to take care of and you know who does it the best? I hate Lucian, with the exception of what he went through with Drake. After him and Drake started getting into it, he went and found a way to go find deals and partnerships with everybody in UMG, son included. Let me go place you with this fashion house. Let me take you to this tech company. Find a way. And I'm gonna be honest, because I like the bro, and I think he's a creative genius in his own right. But you don't have to rob in order to get rich. That's some street mentality bullshit. You should have gave Benny his own situation. Cool. Because that's all UMG is going to do. Give Conway his own situation, make a derivative fashion house, make a this, and just joint venture with them along the way. And Rockaware was a great example. The Armadale, even you can argue if the liquor was good or not, but the joint venture is there. That's a better way. Hey, create a product, create a line, create a company. Let's figure something out.
Here's the devil advocate. If they signed to Def Jam directly, would they be asking Universal for equity? I've never heard that request being made before. But you signed to the black man.
Oh my God.
No, we got to have this conversation though, right? Because when you sign to the black man, you automatically look at it differently. You look at it like your old equity. You should be giving me a percentage of your company. I've never heard an artist ask Universal Records for a percentage of their company.
The boy just did. That's what the fucking lawsuit was about.
Well, okay, Drake, I don't know his situation, but I'm just saying on average, I've never seen, this goes back to the Gucci Pushaisi situation. I've never seen a white executive get robbed at gunpoint and get their earrings taken out of their ears, no matter how bad of business that they've done to them.
Simon did some damage in that priority building back in the, that's why he got that reputation. Now I don't know about the earrings taken out,
but is there a different expectation when it's the homie? When it's the homie,
for sure. But not to cut you off, this the other part that's never talked about in that equation. In black business, there's a lot of build this with me, and we gonna bust this down. You my brother, we grew up together, sandbox. And then they get time for the paperwork, and it's, I built this. You just with me, worker. It's like you don't even make enough money to talk that boss worker shit. I'm gonna be real. So a lot of it is come with me along for the ride to help me build, because I can't build no shit on my own. And as soon as it's time to bust down any money, and I'm speaking from experience, from because I'll bust down the money. Anybody who ever fell out with me, that was paid on the fallout prior to. But they'll say, oh, me and you, we a team. We got this together, 50-50 partners. We brother. It ain't no, there's no employee talk on the come up. And then as soon as the money rolling, well, this my shit. This is my IP. Everybody in the world turn to motherfucking, and that's why I love 85 South. Shout to Carlos, Chico Ben, shout written by 85, shout to Chad. The way that they do things is a brotherhood. I think there's a lot of power in being a transformer of Voltron of people or companies coming together. So I agree. But when you sign with UMG or Def Jam or Interscope, they're not promising you from the beginning, hey, we're going to be equity partners. We see it in podcasting all the time. Let's build us up, and then all of a sudden shit get built and everything falls apart. So be careful what you promise. It's like when y'all be lying to a woman. Yo, I mean, you know you my wife. I'm gonna marry you one day, and then you get up and then you get the moving file. Don't lie. Don't lie on the entry or the exit.
But also that comes from the pod. Okay, because you're right. This does happen in podcasts a lot too. But a lot of times in the podcast is looked at it from a hierarchy standpoint. This is my show, and you are a guest on the show, or you are a special co-host on the show. So no, we're not created equal. And
it's not framed like that when they broke in the beginning, though. We know a bunch of them, black and white.
No, well, what I'm just saying is that from the beginning, if there's no understanding, if okay, so
that's a great point too, though.
Right? There's no understanding, so it's like, okay,
there's no agreement. Yep.
When we develop a relationship, we say, okay, we want to start a show. We call it Market Mondays. We could be 50-50 partners. That's it. We don't need to take advantage or try to squeeze or try to say you're underneath this. Not like, because it actually slows down even your ability to move as far. When I say your ability, I'm saying like our ability. Yeah. Because if we're trying to micromanage every single thing, right?
Yeah.
That's what people don't fully understand. It's the law. It's the law of flow. Like you can't even fully run properly. You can't run at a high level speed if you're trying to stop somebody, stifle somebody else's growth. If we're going to do good business, let's just do good business. If I trust a person and we got a deal, let's have a fair agreement. Let's bust it down, and then let's do something. Let's do something. So for me, I'm like, look, if we can get 40 things that we busting down, now
it's a good life. This is the other part too.
Ecosystem, as opposed to just trying to control one thing. You could control. I'm gonna try to control this one thing and squeeze as much juice out of this possible. I might not get as much money as I could potentially get. But if I get some money over here, 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 it all works out.
Also, too, this is the other part, the law of leverage. Plus, with the law of flow, the law of leverage, you have to have your own shit going on, your own money being made, and your own thing that you're great at. Too many people are trying to team up because no one has no expertise and no specialty. So it's hard to, in business, my thing, to be honest, you got to be so valuable that you can't get fucked out of your equity or your money. The easiest way to not get robbed of your equity is to have your equity and have so much money that if something gets taken, it doesn't affect your life. I posted this on Twitter the other day. Like, Lord forbid if the entire public turned on me one day and said, I just don't like Ian no more. The great part about investing, it wouldn't change my life one bit. Would it hurt my soul a little bit? For sure. But it wouldn't change my financial standing. You have to have so much leverage in business. And it's the great part. When you have that leverage, now everybody want to give you equity. Everybody. As soon as the conversation, let's partner, they already know I'm going to have to at least give up half from the top. The law of leverage, you have to have leverage going into any situation. And don't ask somebody to put you on. Going back to what I said last week, be so good that they have to work with you. Be so good. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. When I get to screaming that, and then everybody in the InvestFest, the whole bill, even the people who don't know me, like, damn, you made all the people money. Law of leverage. Law of leverage. You got to have it. It helped that you got 25,000 people in the building. Make the conversation. It ain't no back and forth about 14 negotiations about equity. Well, I can grab some people out the crowd and get equity. Add a new day. Next year to be Wednesday through Sunday. Yeah. So prayers to Benny, but it's a bunch of ways. But my final point, when you get the opportunity though, you got to be a rainmaker. If you get an opportunity, boy, you better make that money fall out the sky. Because some people get an opportunity and you flounder it, or you just happy to be around. This ain't a social club. Make that shit fall out the sky. So,
can we talk about the Sauce Walka Drake thing?
Just a little baby mama drama.
Just a little baby mama drama.
Just a little baby mama drama. Shout out to Sauce. Shout out to the boy. Shout out to H-Town.
This is so slippery.
Pause.
This is an interesting dynamic. This is an interesting dynamic because a few different things. Okay. Is it tricking if you have it? Is it indeed tricking even if you do have it? The age-old question that we never really figured out. We never really figured this thing out.
It's been figured.
Is it tricking even if you got it? Even if you have it, is it still tricking?
Yeah, especially if she's somebody else's possession and all of it going. But even in that, they play in a different level of war. I don't even want it because I'm here in Houston. I don't want to get into their business. They've been playing war back and forth for when he did the ballerina shit. That was 2018, 2016. Shout out to Paul. They've been going back and forth damn near a decade. So he may be doing it for a different reason. But yeah, if you are, yeah. It's still tricking. Now, his ratio for what he got her, it don't affect his life none.
I see somebody said, what's the story? All right, so apparently Sauce Walka, he's a rapper, if you don't know who he is, from Houston. He has a baby mom. And Drake was, it's not even alleged at this point because it's been proven. Drake was, well, this part is alleged. They said he was paying $11,000 for her rent for the last 3 years. And then got mad when he found out that she had him over the apartment, Sauce Walka over the apartment, and kind of broke it up. Sauce Walka got mad and left a voice note that she actually leaked,
put out,
saying that he threatening Drake, saying all of this stuff, like saying like, you know, so it's been back and forth, and she's in the middle of this, releasing audio, doing all of this. So allegedly, Drake has been paying Sauce Walka's baby mother for years now, to the tune of $11,000 a month at least. And they also said that he brought a Maybach.
Yeah, he did.
Purchases. It's been a lot of large purchases being made.
But Sauce say he put his girl on Drake.
That's what allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on it? Is it tricking if you got it?
Is it tricking if you have it?
We're gonna keep it real tonight.
Is it tricking if you have it?
But he got to hit. If 50 get on that, just a little baby mama. We gotta talk about Daphne one day. We gotta talk about the act.
From a financial standpoint, let's talk about this from a financial standpoint, because many people say it ain't tricking if you got it. It ain't tricking if you got it. It ain't tricking if you got it. I would have to say it's not tricking if you got it. It's really not. It's fun. Drake, I think he's doing this out of just pure whatever enjoyment he gets out of this.
And revenge.
Let's put things in perspective.
Yeah.
If you give somebody $50 a month, doesn't even hurt. Who cares?
It don't affect you. Yeah.
If you can give somebody $50 a month and then you're actually, it's part of, you're getting something for this, obviously. It's a blimp in the radar. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything.
But just because it doesn't, like, okay, going to ratios, right? Just because it doesn't affect your ratio, it doesn't mean that it's not tricking. And the crazy part is, I want to be in Houston business. He bagged her in front of him. He didn't have to do all the extra shit. He bagged her in that little section, and whatever happened after happened. But he didn't have to.
It's not what I'm realizing too is that it's a lot of people that have these financial fetishes, like men too. It's not even about this. No. I've heard stories of another highly successful guy that was paying somebody's rent, getting them car, never even went on a date with the girl. What I'm starting to realize too is that some people, some men just have
they got a financial kink.
Yes, financial kink. It's a financial kink, and it also I think goes back to some level of power. It's like a dominant thing. I think
they want them to have them as a possession.
Yeah, but because it's not even about anything sexually at all. A lot of these dudes is paying rent, and they're not even with the girls at all.
And if you paying the rent too, and you got 12 or 13 of them, you got to know. And if she in that life too, you got to know that they're gonna have somebody over. That's Sauce is her boss. I'll put it like that. And for those of y'all who get to playing with the nightlife girlies and want to go to 29, be very careful. That's somebody's Nvidia that you trying to dance with, and you think you just going, let's go kick it after. You're gonna have a heart. You're gonna be flying down 610. Chill out. Be very careful. Know what you get into. And if you're a civilian, stay out of nightlife shit. Like the street side of it.
Okay. So at what point is player interference? You know, this has been a thing for a long time when you
come on, let's be real.
When you interfere, okay. Never take fruit from a man's garden without replenishing it 2 times over. This is what was told to us by somebody. Yep. Somebody.
But that's his enemy, though. I'm not putting nothing in your garden.
Right. But once you tamper in a man's garden, tampering in a man's garden.
Dangerous game.
Extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous. But what is considered a man's garden? That's a key component to this. Somebody's wife off limits. If you get killed, you deserve it.
That's a stretch, but it's understandable. Yeah,
it's understandable.
Yeah.
If you're playing that game, be prepared.
Yeah.
I'm just saying because it could
go left.
Go in that direction.
Go left. Yep.
The baby mom thing is tricky. A lot of dudes psychologically have not let go of their baby mom.
They be tight, bro. You gotta be careful, yo.
Like,
you gotta be.
It'd be like 3 years, 4. I'm like, bro, you're not with her anymore. They still have a psychological.
Of course, they had a child
attachment to the baby mom. When does that stop? At what point does it stop?
Nah. Like for a normal person, like usually, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, people be holding on, bro. I'm telling you, everyone not psychos like us. It'd be a 5 to 10 year little spell. They still be in love, and that's why, like on Mother's Day, they're trying to play with the get the family back together shit. And Christmas, Oh, then they go get the matching jammers for the kids and them. Oh no, you gotta be careful, yo. You gotta be careful. So,
me personally, I feel like a relationship's over. It's over. Stop it. Stop. Like that's why either
you gotta let some years go in between.
That's why you can't double back, go back, come back, go back, do a little fake sleepover. Like it doesn't work. And these people, dudes be going crazy over their baby mom. They'll crash out quicker over their baby mom than money.
Of course, you got a child. That's half you and half of her.
But it's not even about the child a lot of times. It's about her. It's not even like your child is in danger. Something happened to your child. Half the time, a dude will crash out his baby mom and still be a deadbeat. That's an oxymoron.
They're more likely to crash out when they're deadbeats.
That's an oxymoron.
Trust me.
You'll crash out over your baby mom and won't even take care of your child.
Yep.
You haven't seen your son in 4 weeks, and you want to track
4
down
months. You ain't picked up Devin in 2 summers. Bruh, what?
Your priorities are fucked up.
Whew. Stay away though. Rule of thumb. It's you gotta give it space. At least a few years. But if you go gunning for something, it's tricky, bro. It's tricky.
It is tricky. Stay out of a man's garden. Let's just say that.
For sure.
And find out. This is important from a safety standpoint because a lot of people got seriously hurt or killed from this situation. When you're talking to a young lady, find out what hurt. If she's single, and
what a situation. I'm gonna be real. As a man,
what does somebody think? Look, what's your relationship situation now?
They gonna lie, bro.
Does anybody think they're in a relationship? Which because I don't need to just know what you think. I need to know what your crazy baby father thinks. Also, like, is there anybody that I should be aware of in this situation outside of like that could potentially think something or be hiding in a closet or underneath a car?
Even ladies, just to know, even the situationships get to catching the feeling. My rule of thumb, I'm going to no woman's house. Never. I'm good. It's too tricky. I don't know the layout. I don't know the neighborhood. Nope. I'm good. Under no circumstances. I'm good. Nope. I don't want to come meet your cousins. Y'all come to my crib or whatever. I'm not going to no woman's house. No circumstances. I'm cool.
Well, okay. Here's how
I'm not. It's too late. You got too much to lose, bro. At these levels, you have to play more defense than ever. Me and you both, like I said, share the same paranoia.
And then what would you say to people that say her coming to your house could be potentially even more dangerous? Never bring somebody where you live. I have an answer to that. I have an answer to that. But what's
the answer?
My answer is that you've done a bad job vetting, because I'm only going to be with somebody I'm capable of taking to my house. If I'm concerned that a person is going to come to my house,
line me up,
scope it out, line me up. This is not a person that I should
even be kicking it with.
I shouldn't even have any conversation with that vetting. The vetting for me has failed. If I'm in that situation where I'm scared that this person comes to my house, knows where I live, and it could potentially be a downfall, that's not even a person that I should even have. I shouldn't even have their phone number.
Facts. You gotta vet properly. You gotta have layers of security in place. Even just that one time at Steve's house made me look at the layout of security in life different. You gotta have tiers of, you know what I mean? But also too cameras, and then you gotta have a couple 100-round drums laying too, just in case. You gotta see the location. But I'm gonna bring my homegirl with me, because sometimes it's not the girl, it's the homegirl and friends. No. Y'all know how I did at the y'all party. Put the phone in the bag. Money bag, no. Put the phone up. Nope. Nope. Just a little baby mama drama. And that's what I be telling y'all, like all the running around, it's not worth it. A lot of the headaches you're gonna go through. Because imagine being on an upward trajectory and you get sniped dealing with somebody in a situation by somebody who don't have nothing to lose. You got to be careful. Like a lot of y'all, that's why I was just like, stay focused on your grind. A lot of y'all want to get the money to run around and have all this playtime, but there's killers out here that's waiting for you to be on bullshit with the playtime. Be careful. Be careful. You got to limit even the number of people you talk to. Even when I move around New York, yo, you ain't in the Bronx. You got to have your select crew that you rock with. That 2 Tech 2 Index, that 4 selection of 4, that's true in every locations that you're going to live, people you're going to talk to in a circle. You can't just be reckless out here, bro. It's too much to lose. Unless you just put them all in one room and make everybody sign the NDA, blood in, blood out. That's a good move too, but you gotta be careful. Yeah, you gotta be careful, bro.
You gotta be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Get your tickets to InvestFest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Be careful.
Gotta be careful
at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get a few more topics in before we end it. Yes, we are live. Hit the like button and share. And if you got some questions, if you got some questions,
yeah,
you want to do a call in?
Yeah, let's do a call in.
Mike, drop the link, please, in chat. We're gonna do a call in. All right, here's the rules for the call in.
Ain't no rules.
You got you got to be on camera.
Yes, thank you.
Don't call in if you don't have good Wi-Fi. You got to be on camera.
Yep. Good Wi-Fi. Don't be naked. Put your clothes on.
Yeah, please. Okay. The link is in chat. Can you pin it? It's pinned.
You see, Apple got the update that'll let you hide your location. Fellas, be careful.
The link is pinned. The link is pinned. So all you gotta do is click the link if you want to talk. If you want to ask us a question, now's your moment. And let's talk about some blackout questions too. I don't want to hear PE ratio.
Yeah, I don't hear nothing about what I think about. Yeah, for real, SpaceX. Okay.
The SpaceX IPO. Yeah, bring them up. Bring them up. Let's do it. Let's bring them in. Let's get to
the SpaceX IPO.
What's the deal?
Yeah, bring them up.
Yo, hello.
How you feeling?
I'm good. How y'all doing today, man?
I'm good, man. Good to see you, my brother.
Yeah, peace and blessings, man. Peace and blessings from Bangkok, Thailand, man. So
oh, you I see the stories all the time.
Yeah.
You already know, man. It's morning time over here, man. It's 9:40 in the morning, yeah. Yeah, man. So quick question, right? So my question is, when it comes to people, right? Like, obviously you guys been moving around doing your thing. Like, what are 3 things that you look for when it comes to vetting business partners and women?
Them 2 separate questions, but that is good.
I mean, I look okay. Ian, you want to talk about the women? I'll talk about the business partners.
Why I gotta pick the women?
I can take the women. I could either one. Okay, that's okay. I'll do the women. I'll do because it's a general question. It's not just women because I'm not looking for women, but it's just like what for me, right? If I think acts of service is vitally important.
Key. Is that the true way to know if somebody like you or not?
I think so. Without having to tell somebody something, because I feel like at a certain point in time, I shouldn't have to tell a woman how to treat me. Like, you know how they say, like, you gotta teach a woman, you gotta teach, like,
no, you don't.
Yeah,
no, you don't.
I don't want to have to teach you how to treat me.
Yep.
Either you know or you don't know.
Yep.
So I'm gonna look at acts of service and little things, little acts of service. I'm gonna look to see like how considerate a person is. Little stuff. It's just little stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like if we going out to eat and it's MP next to something, common courtesy, just ask the waiter. Like, don't just order MP. If somebody orders an MP item, if you don't know what MP means, that means market price. That means the lobster could potentially cost $500. If they just take it upon themselves just to say, I think he got it.
He got it. Yeah. Market price, like market order, and you get filled or whatever they feel like it.
That's inconsiderate. That's inconsiderate. So it's little things like that as far as the consideration part of it. And then I also look to see peace. If somebody is argumentative, if somebody is always trying to, have an issue early, that's a red flag. And that's something that I pick up on. So that's my 3 for women.
Rashad, hey team, clip that up. Great job. And Jazzy, I ain't trying to protect no situation. My situation, know how I get down, and she stay put regardless of how I get down.
Right. Right.
God. Okay. Because hey, my boy in Stock Club, he know how I move. They know how I maneuver. But back to you, my brother. In business, the things that you are going to look for in business, you're going to look for in a relationship, because there has to be a symbiotic relationship between the two. Number one, are they full of great character and integrity? Number two, can I do business with them? And like hypothetically, take whatever life savings you have. Could you leave the life savings with them for 4 years and it's never touched? Because that applies to the woman and the money. You got to be very careful of the people that you pick to make sure that they won't steal from the business or won't steal from the family. And then lastly, are they the best in the world at what they do or close to being best in the world at what they do? A lot of times, same in relationships, we'll pick the person for the level we're at now opposed to waiting for the right person. For me, business got a lot easier when I just focused on being the greatest myself. Like I shout to my guy Kevin Madison, asked him in 2014, hey, what I got to do to work with the top 1% of the world? He said, you got to be in the top 1%. There's no shortcuts around that. You do that, now you get to partner with the 1%. So character, they have to be best in the world, got to provide you peace. And they have to have incredibly high integrity. And also as a business partner, you have to be the thing that you want to receive in the business relationship as well.
What do you, just before we leave this, what are you doing in Thailand? Where you at, in Bangkok?
Yeah, I live here now. Yeah, I had to get out of the States. But real quick, I just want to go back
No,
to that.
No. Hold on. You at first you was going to Mars to get the space. Bitches.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. If we really want to, all right, Ian. If we really want to go there, I want to like.
My guy Denver. He into the interplanetary.
No. This we not going to do that. We this is different. All right, let's actually. You know what, Ian? Let's go there. Because when we initially had spoken about it, I went on a rant about how space is the future, and somebody mentioned space baddies and this and that, but you seeing it happen right now where for us to evolve as an interplanetary species and all of that, space is the future. That's a non-negotiable. We go into space. End of story. Right? For us to evolve and all of that. So I don't know where the whole space baddie thing came from, but that wasn't me. Let's be clear. That wasn't me. You see, exactly. That wasn't me. But I want to go back to the question real quick, because you mentioned something about integrity.
Let's go back to the question,
which is a non-negotiable, right? But you mentioned some other things that are like best in the world, right? They got to be the best in the world. Number one, number two, consideration, things of that nature. You each mentioned, a few topics or a few details that could be the best. How do I say it? Like, that's potential.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to wait around a little bit to see those characteristics for somebody, like, right? Like, in this day and age, there's so many generations alive right now. Some people, depending on who you dating, age range, things of that nature, have to be taught consideration. Like you mentioned, you don't want to teach somebody how to treat you. Sometimes, I feel like in today's day and age, you got to teach people how to treat you, though, how to show up in your life, because they're the standard, right? My standard may not be a woman's standard.
You could teach somebody certain things, but sometimes certain shit is just inside of you. It's
100%.
So it's like
100%.
acts of service. You could see acts of service early on. What I mean, you go on a date with somebody, they bring out, if the person actually takes the time to cut the food and put it on your plate, that's an act of service. Little like that shows me a variety of different things. Shows me that the person is rooted in acts of service. Showing
how your parents raised you.
100%. Is raised from a good household, had some level of understanding from watching her mother either serve her father or serve the children.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn, Elon cut my boy connection. But I mean, but to follow up, like certain things can't be taught, and also too, a lot of times as men, we have to be mindful of asking for things that we can't give. A lot of times men want this things that they can't receive yet. You're gonna have to be patient, but teaching somebody how to treat you, that's a fucking disaster.
That's a fact. Okay, what's up, bro?
Peace, family. Wow. First things first, honor to God. My name is Moses. I'm based out of Southside Chicago. My question is, love. My question is regarding networking and making genuine connections, right? So I'm going conferences, summits, lectures, all these kind of things. You're meeting so many people. Last month meeting hundreds of people, right? Just put a send into my Instagram, but then I'm struggling. Like, I know I got to follow up and And some of the relationships, I'm talking fast. Some of the relationships are very natural and easy to work with, but I'm like, man, these are opportunities if I'm consistent on following up with them. But then I find a lot of time I'm spending on trying to network and connect with people. So I was wondering if you could share some insight concerning systems that you use to follow up with people and build those relationships over time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, especially even going back to my days as a financial advisor, I used to have a system in place where I would put a business card into and I forget what system I was using at that time, but it was a system where it would remind me. So 3 days after, usually 2 days after meeting somebody, I would send them an email or a text, whatever, and say, look, it's a pleasure to meet you. I didn't even try to get I'm like, look, I'll follow up with you. I'll let them know I'll follow up with you, later on in this week, and let's try to sort out a time to meet or have a phone call. And at that time, from a sales perspective, they always taught us to give person options. Meaning, like when you contact the person and you want to meet with them in person or phone call, hey, I'm gonna be in your area next Tuesday and next Wednesday. Do either one of those days work at 12 o'clock or 3:30? As opposed to saying, you let me know when's good for you.
Okay.
They're never gonna let you know what's good for them, especially if they got some motion and they got some stuff going on. You have to give people a set structure of look, 12 o'clock, 3:30, which one of those work best for you? So even the wording in that is worded differently, right? Where you kind of already are pinning somebody to make a choice. You're giving them options, but you kind of already pinning them to make a choice. So that was something.
Yeah.
And I usually do three strikes. I don't, because there's a thin line between being persistent and being annoying.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to cross the annoying line. But I always had a method of 3 times, and I would spread it out over the course of 3-4 days. So it's not like 3 times back to back of me following up with that person, right? Following up for either a phone conversation or in-person meeting or whatever. And that was the system that I had. Okay. Now, as far as even following up, I would also, as soon as I meet somebody, I take a note of what the person is, because you meet so many people, you forget who's who.
Yeah, forget.
Definitely, yeah.
I make a note right on the spot, okay, real estate agent from New Jersey could potentially have 4 homes for sale, top level priority. Or hey, this is a somebody that I met Midwest. They kind of might be helpful, they may not be helpful. They're not, it's not the same level of priority. Right. So when I go to an event, if I was going to an event, I would try to meet, once again, 3. 3 is the number. I try to meet at least 3 really good people.
Okay.
And then I focus on those 3 really good people. And then the other people that I meet, I might follow up with as well. But I'm not trying to meet 100 people and then follow up with 100 people. That's kind of like wasting your time. It's like anything. You have a filter system. At the end of it, who's your top prospects? Who's the top prospects that you feel, for whatever reason, have the highest level of priority? Focus on that. focus on the priority list. It's a priority list first, and then everybody else comes second.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you.
For me, the best help is to give the person a result in advance. So like Rashad said, it's really hard to follow up with every single person. For me, it's really an energy thing. So if I'm following up personally, I'm big on voice notes. If anybody know me, I'm big on voice notes. But for those who you can't follow up with personally, just tell them, hey, I'm gonna put you in the group, or it can be email. I'm gonna send you one thing a week to help your life better in X, whatever you want to help them with. But the best way to network is to be able to help them do something that someone else isn't doing for them. Like for me personally, I don't stop until I follow up 21 times. Now I'm doing that in mass. I'm not doing that, and I'm never selling anybody individually anything. But I'll help them with investing, with trading, So whatever your niche is that you're looking, help them get the result in advance, then everybody is going to come to you. So I'm asking, well, what's the thing that you're trying to help people achieve or do in your networking?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I've recently started teaching AI and building websites for, my first business service. And so I'm getting a lot of interest in building businesses, landing pages, email captures, and things like that.
Yeah.
And so I guess a result, I'd really like to help people generate true income for themselves. I'm working with a lot of artists and small businesses. If they can figure out how to attract and land true clients rather than just people seeing their posts, I would really like to produce that service. But something that I can actually deliver, I can create you a nice looking landing page. But leveraging these AI tools, is I think, I don't want to say anybody, but anybody really can. It's a prompt, so I'd much prefer to teach and put the tools in their hands and let them take off with it, But
really, but if you say, let's say you meet me at InvestFest and say, hey, Ian, I can help you launch 10 new sites, and you never have to worry about building a website or following up or getting leads, and they help you make X amount of money. That's a lot easier than giving them the tools. So figure out what your pitch is. Because especially if you're working with artists and creatives, they don't have the technical or may not want to know the technical aspects that you do. But if you can do it for them, and I would say like the same thing I did, give it away to 10 people for free, get the data from it, know what you need to improve upon from that. And then after that, it'll be off to the races, because what you really need as a testimonial is to make it easier for you to sell and end up selling your services.
That's fantastic. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Mike.
Thank you.
Cut some off. We just cut some off, huh? All right, let's get one more before we leave. Let's get one more before we leave, please. What's up, brother?
What's up, my guy?
Oh man, his audio is not set up.
Dang, in the Matrix. Starlink
it is.
Got to connect it.
How y'all doing?
Good. How you feeling?
Made it.
I'm blessed. And Rashad, man, I appreciate y'all taking my question, man. Real quick, and I want to keep y'all from Dallas, Texas. And my question is for both of you. As you guys continue to just build and scale, what are 3 to 5, I guess, characteristics or attributes you look at to bring somebody into your either professional or personal circle?
For me, it's somebody is doing something that I don't have expertise in, or something that I don't understand. So we met the guy that runs our social media campaign, and when I met him, and he introduced himself to me. He said, "Look, are you on TikTok?" I said, "No, I'm not on TikTok." He said, "Look, I can get you 20,000 TikTok followers for free. Let me work your TikTok. Let me build your TikTok. I'll get you 20,000 TikTok followers. You don't gotta pay me nothing."
Mm-hmm.
That's an offer that you can't refuse. But long story short, the reason why it even made sense is because that was something that I did not have a lot of knowledge in. We were not on TikTok at that time, and it was needed. It was a needed service. So that to me is the biggest thing. Somebody can come and they like, look, I've mastered artificial intelligence. I could do this, I could do that, and I myself cannot do it. I'm like, okay, we need to stay close to this person because they already doing. If they come and they say, look, I'm a creative and I come up with ideas, and I make social media content, and I'm a good broadcaster. These are all things that we already kind of have covered already. So unless you can and sometimes you could even do better than what somebody else is doing. That happens too. But I'm personally looking for things that I cannot do myself. We don't have going as an organization, and things that we need to add. That's what I would look for personally.
For me, integrity first, what Rashad said, something that I'm not doing. And then thirdly, are you a self-starter, and can you do the thing without me being involved? Like the thing that I love about some people I have on my team, like if I go to New York or I go anywhere and I shoot with Yomi, I don't have to follow up with Yomi about photos, edits, social media. Shout out to my team in London. I've been putting pressure on him the last 2 months. He didn't say anything. He may not agree with the more approach. He just got it done. If I can be very honest, the thing that's stopping a lot of people from hitting their income goal, and I know I get a lot of flack for me saying that I don't want to talk, but can a person deliver a result and not need it? Like okay. Everyone that I ever made millions for in Stock Club, I never talked to him on the phone. Not one time. Not one time. I don't want to even be so good at your thing. You can deliver the result, and cool. If somebody sent me a screenshot today, they have 5 million. Never talked to them on the phone one time. Like that gap, if you can do that, the thing that you're great at and can deliver it, now you have infinite scale, infinite possibilities, and now you can also have the balance to be able to enjoy your life and your family. So can you just deliver the result without having to have a whole bunch of interaction? It's a game changer, bro. It's a game changer. But integrity's first.
I appreciate that, man. I'll see y'all both at InvestFest, man. Looking forward to it.
I can't wait.
See you then.
Damn, y'all got no blackout questions?
Yeah. It looks like it's a sophisticated audience.
For sure. Which, hey, there's value in that.
Value in that.
Right, and that's another thing. You can quit robbing your fucking brothers and cousins if you build an audience that means something opposed to the low CPM model. All that trashy shit that y'all be doing, it's okay to get 32 cents per 1,000 clicks. Build a better audience. But what do I know?
What
do I know? What do I know?
It's been real. Get your tickets to InvestFest. We're gonna be rolling.
You have one more announcement. Okay, love the kids. Okay, what else? Audience.
I got some bombs to drop, but I think we might just have to wait just one more week. Got some bombs to drop though.
All right. Well, since we got a sophisticated audience, can you give us a marketing tip before we close out? Please. Por favor.
The never deliver strategy, pioneered by Apple, and not never deliver as far as never deliver on your promises, but always, anytime something drops, something else it's a teaser for something else. The drop is a release, is an anticipation,
it's perpetual,
for something else. It's always a constant release. So okay, InvestFest, then it turns into a promotion for a book, which turns into the curriculum, which turns into starting a new show called Blackout, which turns into a world tour for Market Mondays, which turns into going to Ghana, which turns into looking at a gold mine in Kenya, which that turns into. So it's you gotta, in this world that we live in right now, people have short attention spans, and they're not they're hard to impress. So you have to constantly create spectacles. You have to constantly create spectacles, and one spectacle has to lead to the next spectacle. It's never over. It's just a never-ending cycle of spectacles.
You know who was great at that back in the day? Vince McMahon. Royal Rumble. Then that was the greatest Royal Rumble up. Then WrestleMania. Nothing like it. Then SummerSlam. Then every quarter. Survivor Series. This is going to be the greatest. WWE. I was like, now they have too many, right? You have to figure out how to space them out. And that's one thing. If you go study that war between WCW and WWE, there's a lot of great lessons in it for how WCW mismanaged that cycle of a never-ending loop. Apple does it. The new AirPod 4 is the most innovative AI-friendly version. That's Siri AI trash, but
and that's when Apple was at their peak. It was
one more.
Apple, the iPhone 2 turned into iPhone 3, turned into the newest edition of the,
MacBook Air.
Turned into the MacBook Air, turned into the new iTunes, turned into the iTunes subscription for your phone, turned into the App Store. That Apple pioneered the never deliver strategy because it was that it was always something coming.
Yep. Even for me, Stock Club. Okay, now we got Stock Club. Now we got longer format, more interviews, and the price every week. You have to keep adding on. Okay, now. Cool. Everyone saw the long-term investing, then Red Panda Millionaire campaign. You have to continue to innovate over and over and over and over again. And also, if you can bring some fruit to the garden with the business, you bring some frutas to the table with the economia. Oh my God. That's the mastermind level, though. Bill Gates, you sound crazy in that fucking deposition, my boy. You sound fucking crazy. That's another thing. Lesson of the night, be yourself. Epstein got his claws in you because you was playing perfect white tech feudalist. And then he found out you was cheating on Melinda. Now he put some other bitches on you. Be yourself. Be yourself, my boy. Now he got his claws in you for 22 years. Now you got to make fucking mosquitoes while he hide his death. Okay. Gotta be careful, yo. Be yourself. Be yourself. You sound crazy, though. You sound crazy, but what can you do? But you bring some fruit with the deal. Act, I see what you're doing. You seemed a little bit too gung-ho to wire the money over. Daphne, I ain't mad at you because when one empire fall, you got to find another fool to, you know what I mean? Act, ease up, though. Is it tricking if you got it? So they got some snipers here who would get all of it off you, all your crypto, all your building. Hey, that's the other little thing I'm hearing. Some of them buildings, you may have sent them off to some of the little side work. It's a crazy world we live in, bro. I'm gonna just transfer the deed in your name because what? Just a little baby mama drama. Sauce, you got one. People crazy, bro.
Somebody said, when are we doing the Spanish spinoff? Muy pronto. Muy pronto. Shout out to all Spanish speaking supporters out there,
especially the Dominican population. Allegedly. See why we don't go live, boy? Is this live? Today it is, yeah.
Today it is. Oh, okay, y'all. Make sure you tap in. 12 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. We got the brother Akon on.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys.
Oh, Mexico won the World Cup too? Ooh, okay. Okay. I might have to go back real quick to the house, real quick. Go celebrate. World Cup. World Cup.
World Cup is here.
The World Cup is here. 5 weeks.
Cup is here.
Put your jersey in the rafters. But before we wrap up, like this summer, what's the best place to go catch a vibe? Next week. You want to do next week?
InvestFest.
See? Well, true. True.
Educated, sophisticated, got the priorities together, look good, in shape, checks all the boxes.
The Empire Bill, you know what I mean?
Checks all the boxes.
All the boxes.
Checks all the boxes. Checks all the boxes. For both parties, by the way.
For sure. For women and
men. For women and for women looking for men. 100%.
And if you're a Red Panda, if you're a woman in Red Panda and you find a dude in InvestFest, bring him to me. We're gonna vet him on the spot. Us and Alicia Little. We're gonna do an AI scan to tell you if you're full of shit or not. Be careful. Because it'd be a bunch of, yeah, man, me and Ian real cool. Me, I know Mike, Troy Rashad, everybody. No, you don't. No, you don't. You ain't a no sprinter. No, you don't. No, use my name. I'm telling you this year, my boy. So be careful. But yes, definitely a great place to meet somebody if you need somebody.
That's a fact. All right, y'all. It's been real.
Arrivederci. De'Aaron Fox, you got to get the pack of my boy.
Yeah, it's over.
And it's over with.